Well, hi everybody. This is Learning Together on the 27th of December, 2015. And we're having another special event this evening. They're all special events. This one was proposed and accepted by Maha Abdelmoneim, who is from Egypt, and she's been intersecting with my own PLN, I suppose, and the Learning Together community. I think back from maybe the RISO 14 days or even before that. I can't remember exactly where we met. But this is Maha. She's quite into educational technology and communities of practice and books and things like that. So thank you very much for offering to host a session for us. We appreciate it very much.
My pleasure. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've learned a lot from different sessions and had wonderful discussions. So I thought... one of my side hobbies is to try different tools. So I thought,
there you are.
Now that I came across this one, I'll share it with everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. To start with, it looks like another Google Hangout or similar because you have video and you have a chat. What I like about this, and I think it's very different than Google Hangouts, and each has their own niche, I think, or will have their own uses, is that here, for example, in the chat area, or they call it the comment area, there is no limit to the number. So I heard people had blabs or blabcasts with over 150 people in the chat, and of course that can get very, very busy and very difficult to manage, but I heard that it happened. You have in the middle area only 4 seats for videos. At the top left corner of each, you can see a letter, and that indicates who's the host and who are the guests. So H for host, of course, and G for guests. What I can do is, for example, if it's a session full of people, and there is something to present. For example, I'm going to talk about something or show and stream maybe a PowerPoint or stream a game even or whatever. And we need to be careful or to take care of the chat at the same time. I can share the hosting. So someone else will take care of the questions and so on. So I'll share the hosting with Vance now. And what I do is, let me talk about the interface first. On the right side, you can see the chat area. At the bottom, where you write, there's a slash to the right of the field. If you click on it, you get options of the commands that you can use. So, for example, I can change as a host. I can change the topic from Learning Together 307 to anything else. So for example, if it's a running session, and we started with one question or one topic, and then we finished and we're moving forward to another part of the session, I can change the topic to that. Also, people can suggest topics. So if someone puts a topic, /topic, and then the name of the topic, they are suggesting. I have never tried that, so we can try it now. If somebody wants to suggest a topic, just put /topic and then the topic that you want, and I'll see how it shows up. Topic affordances of. Okay, it didn't work. Didn't give me anything, which is weird because I was told that people can actually suggest a topic by putting /topic affordances of the tools. Okay, so I'll make a note of that because I need to check with.
Goes after the word, Peggy says, and by the way, I'd like to say hi to Peggy George, one of our frequent participants here, and also Jamal appears to be here, who goes by the handle of Sharif as well. So welcome, everybody. Yeah, so
okay,
she's saying
jump in again.
/ goes after the word. Oh, I see. Okay, so
no, before.
Well, we'll try it after, or maybe.
You try, because for me it works after. I mean, as a host, it works before.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try it for you now if
Okay.
you want. Here, /topic, and then new topic.
/topic. Okay. Yes.
There.
Okay.
So at the top under recording, you can see now that it's called new topic. Okay, I'll try it again. /topic. Learning together. Together. And then number 307.
And she says the host needs to change it. So
only? Okay. Someone said that people can suggest a topic, but perhaps they were mistaken. Anyways.
Okay.
To change, yeah. Then another thing that you can do is, which is very handy, it makes questions very prominent so that we don't, if we have a big number of people, we don't miss any question, is to put /Q and then the question. So anyone who wants to ask a question, you can try it now. Oh, she cannot hear. Try... Halima, try going out and in again.
Okay.
How do you ask a question? Right. So now you can see in the left-hand side panel, you can see it is question. It's the panel for questions. And we have here two questions. Is there an online question and answer, and how do I ask a question? So now I know how. I've already answered Vance's question, so I will click answer. You cannot see it most probably, but I can see a button under Vance's question says answer question. So I answer the question and I click it, and that's it. Now I can see it pinned. I don't know if anybody can see it pinned or not on the under the videos. Most probably not.
I think so. It says, Vance Stevens, how do I ask a question? And it's taking up one of the places. And by the way, there is a place available here. There are 3 people.
Yeah. So that is how these are the main areas, the videos in the middle, 4 only. On the right side, you have the chat with different functions. You can mention someone by putting as usual, that percent, the @ and then the name of the person. Or as soon as you put you in the chat area, you get a list of all the people, so you can click on the names if you want instead of retyping the name. And on the left side, you have 2 buttons, one for tweets and one for Twitter and one for Facebook. And the third is to embed it. The embedding, I don't know if it appears for everybody, but it appears for the host.
Where are these?
On the left side.
On the left side.
On the left side, under recording and under the title, you have a button for Twitter. You have a button for Facebook, and next to them is is the embedding code.
Okay.
You cannot see that, maybe?
Yes, I do. I see them.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
So Peggy says it's important to include something in the topic so people will have a reason to join. Yes, absolutely. I'm going a bit technical, Peggy. Yes, but there's a lot to learn about how to host. I'm learning it slowly.
Yeah, and also what we're doing here, she's showing us this new tool at the end of our last episode on shaping the way we teach English. She just happened to say, as we were all leaving, gosh, I'd really like to show you this new tool. And I said, well, guess what? We're not doing anything next week. That's today. And why don't you come along and show it to us today? Which is, well, here we are. So that's what we're doing. We're sort of exploring this new tool called blab.im.
And Peggy, correct? Sorry. Yes, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, it seems useful. I think. Well, anyway, yeah, I'll get into things I might not like about it later. But for right now, while you're explaining it, this is my family, by the way. My family is here for Christmas. That's my wife, Bobby.
Hello. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance.
I've got the earphones in. She can't hear you.
Right, yes. I forgot. I keep forgetting.
She said Merry Christmas, so she sort of said the right thing.
So, yes, and Peggy was also pointing out that when you click on people's pictures, you give them props. It's like clapping. You know, like if you like something, it's like a like.
Yeah.
And at the top, there are icons that show who is in the session. And if you hover on on any of them, you have an option to follow them.
Mm-hmm. And that's in Twitter.
Following you or not? Yes.
Yes, because when this is all tied in with Twitter, so
yes. And on the left of the left of the icons of those avatars, you can see two numbers. Mm-hmm. One number shows the total number of people who've viewed this. Maybe they've come in and out. And the 7 is the number of people who are present at the moment. One of it's as you can see at the top left corner, it says beta, and they are adding new feature every now and then. For example, the map at the top right corner of the screen just popped up like about 4 days ago in the middle of a session, and this just came up. So was the map. There's a map on the top right. It's in the top right corner. Doesn't show up there.
I see all messages and mentions.
Oh, that's strange. There is a map that shows who's on. With dots that shows where people are from.
Oh, okay.
Also, something that you reminded me when you said all messages and mentions. These are two tabs if you want to see all the messages, or if you want to see the mentions or the messages that were sent to you specifically with an @mention thing. Okay, now I will share the hosting with Vance, and sharing the hosting is by going to Vance's avatar at the top. And there is an H at the left with a plus sign. I will click on that, and Vance will get an indication or a message telling him that he's become a host.
Okay. It says, I've been made a host. Yep. I can now accept calls and moderate the room and keep Blab alive.
Yep.
That's wonderful. Okay.
Yeah, so now you can see the answer question on the left side, which is under James' question.
Is there an online question and answer? Is that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can, if we've answered it, we can you can click on answer question. Yeah. That means that it's already done. Answered the question. Okay. Or actually, it's up to I think we can do it in whichever way that we want. We can pin it first, and then we answer the question, and this is the question that has been being answered now. But usually, I mean, it says answered this way on the panel.
Yeah, it's a good way. It's easy to miss questions if they aren't. This highlights questions. So that's a nice one. Often we have other second moderators to help us with the questions. It's quite easy to miss them.
Who created Eileen? I don't know. I don't think I know her. I'm not sure. But thank you for for the link, Peggy. Yeah, that's all useful. People are extremely helpful. If anybody is interested in coming and trying it, or let me see if I can share the hosting with one more person. I'll try with, yes, I can, I think. So now, for example, James, I shared it with James. So when you're a host, you're the only one who sees people's requests for jumping into the on an empty seat, so you can actually accept it or reject it, which is a bit of a security, because if you get anybody who's just trolling or being obnoxious, you can ask them to leave, or you can refuse to accept them anyways, because also the host can click close the videos.
Well, I see Anna Donahue has joined us, and maybe she would like to grab a seat, because we have one available, and we can see how that works. So that, I would presume if you ask to join, then we'll get a message. The hosts, Maha and I, will get a message that asks if we allow that.
Yeah, Peggy, can you try it so that Vance can see what happens when you jump in a seat?
Yeah, I suppose there's an audio-only option. Peggy doesn't normally try. I guess it's morning where she is. I'm not really sure. But if you don't want to, Peggy, just tell us.
There is no audio only, unfortunately. But what I do is do this. And I put a sticky note or a sticky or whatever, and I hide my video. That's
a good one, you know?
Can you hear me now?
I'm reading some books that suggest you should do that anyway.
James, I cannot see you. I can hear you, I think.
Yeah,
but this is not because.
Yeah, I've got the audio only feature on. I've opted to not have the video on, so that's an option when I'm signing in.
Yeah, I see that Peggy has asked to join. I'm going to click the green and say yes. Thank you, Peggy. Nice.
Thank you for coming in, James. This is a good point. Actually, good that it's come up. Many people have the option to a button at the top that allows them to create the settings that they want, whether they want video or not, and so on. I do not have it, and I do not understand why yet. I keep forgetting to ask someone from Blab. I don't have any way of setting up so that I don't have video on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm now in the hunt trying to find out how I can toggle it.
How to turn your video on.
Yes.
I notice also that there's a notice under yours, Jim, that says poor internet signal.
Poor internet signal.
I wonder if that has anything to do with it. I don't know.
Yes, usually when
perhaps.
Yes, usually when you have this message, you don't get video, and that's what I said at the beginning. That sometimes the video will disappear, and you'll get a message about poor signal, and the voice will stay on.
That's fine. You don't want to see me right now.
Oh, I wish I. No. So why? Sorry. Why I like it? I like it because, or how I see that it's different from the Hangouts. The Hangouts are limited to 10. Everybody else can chat in the chat wing or on a site, which is fine enough. But if you want to make changes or you want to switch people, it's a hassle. It's not as fluid. This you can jump out and in anytime, and you can have an unlimited people chatting, with the host being able to respond directly to them through ads. And so, for example, now we have 3 hosts. Someone can focus on talking, and the other can do something with the chatting in the comment area, and then change again. I've seen some beautifully choreographed blabcasts. Some people had 160 something hours of a marathon, a blab. How do you call that? I mean, how can we make a new word from blab and marathon? Blabathon? A week of blab, I think it was, or more. Anyway, so yeah. So now, if anybody wants to try anything or ask anything, what I like about it also is that you can tweet from within. You can post on Facebook from within. Now you have your videos disappeared, Vance, for me at least.
Oh, okay. Well, I can still see it here, and I just also tried to make Peggy a host. So just.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Hi to Peggy. Has anything changed for you?
Oh. Peggy?
Oh. Can you hear me?
We can hear you
Yes.
fine.
Well, what do you know? Sorry, I have a cold, so I sound horrible, so I won't stay on long, but it's great to see you exploring this. I'm so happy that you're considering alternatives. I love Blab.
Me too.
But it's not a webinar platform. And so you kind of have to do a little mental adjust. If you're used to, especially Google Hangouts, where people make it into a webinar platform, it can be just a conversation on Hangouts. But you have to invite people in to join the Hangout. And that's what I love about this, because you can, it's public and it's live. So I could just go into Blab homepage and see who's live right now, and then click to join, and I'm in. So that means you have to be a good moderator, and you have to, make sure that people are not spamming and detracting from the purpose of your Blab. But most of the time that doesn't happen, and you meet new people from around the world. I love that you can instantly connect with people just by clicking on their names in the box, or in the row across the top where you see all the people who are now participating. If you click on that eye, you can see the names of all the people participating and follow them instantly. So, and you can follow them on Blab, or you can follow them on Twitter, or both. So I usually follow them on both, because once you follow people on Blab, you get notified when they have a session coming up. So it's a great way to kind of stay on top of the people you love to follow. And more and more educators are starting to get on it. So you can choose to follow them. And if they do a weekly podcast, as some of them do, you will get notified, and then you can put it on your calendar and join in. So lots of fun things, but I'm a huge Blab fan. I've been on almost since the beginning. I think I started about 3 or 4 weeks into it. So I've learned a lot. I haven't hosted my own because I really haven't had a reason to, but I love joining others and participating in their conversations.
How long has it been around? You said you started right at the beginning. When was that?
Maybe about 6 months.
Like 6 months ago.
Yeah, and it has grown incredibly. And you know what makes it so powerful is that the people who developed it hop into the Blabs all the time to participate with us. So they'll answer questions, or they'll host sessions, and they'll say, this one isn't about learning how to Blab. This one is about what kind of features would you like to see on Blab, and looking for new suggestions. And so they're just great models for how to use social media. And it's just, this tool has grown so much across all kinds of I don't want to call them businesses, but a lot of them are businesses, and a lot of people are using them to grow their businesses. But some of them are just conversations, and it's like making a Twitter chat live. And I like that. Yeah. You're talking. You don't have to fit it into 140 characters. You can actually make a point. You can listen to what someone else has to say and build on it. So those are things that I like about Blab.
I have a question. I put a question there. When you said that it's not for, it cannot be used for a webinar, what do you mean?
What I mean by that is it's not designed to display your slides, your presentation, because whatever you display is going to go in one of those 4 boxes. So it's very small. There are people who are doing that, and eventually it will be built into Blab. It may even be now, because I haven't looked into it in a little while, but you can use Minicam, and some people do, to make it a webinar, but it's so tiny in the window you can't really read it well. So the way I've seen it used that I really like, it's very unique, is one of the cooking shows that I love to participate in, and it's done by Chef Dennis, and he will have himself on camera doing the cooking, and on another camera right beside him, he has a camera focused on the pan or the work surface, so you can see close up exactly what he's doing, and then he's describing it. And he's masterful at it, and he brings in a co-host each time who does a great job of monitoring the questions, keeping the conversation going, and adding her own questions. So that's a really, if you aren't following him and you want to see a good example of somebody using it as a presentation tool, it works well in a cooking one. But I haven't seen it work well in a presentation one where you're actually using slides. That's what I meant by that.
Yes, I can add a little bit to that, but from a different point of view, because I had this same idea and same opinion until this morning, my morning, which is like, I don't know, about 6 hours ago or something. I was trying it, and I was trying to see if I can share the screen of Blab inside the Hangout, as I mentioned on Google+. When a gentleman from Australia jumped in, he was super helpful. He's also a coach and trainer and so on, and he's one of the early users. And he said that he uses it with the PowerPoint all the time, and he tried it a couple of times with me. He said the challenge with people and PowerPoint and presentations in general is that many people are still stuck with presentations that are full of text. So the text will be very small. He said now the PowerPoint presentations or any kind of presentation should be one sentence in the middle, and the rest is you and the people. And which, yes, that's a style that I'm used to in my business. I mean, in my training career, anyways, is use an image and one sentence, and the rest is we talk. And that worked well. Another thing he mentioned also is that if you are embedding it into a site and recording, and you use Manicam, as you mentioned, he said, okay, let me try and remember this. He uses another Twitter account so that he streams or shares the presentation on a different seat. So he occupies two seats, one for himself and one for the presentation. And sometimes he said he would use it for only one. So if it's a webinar where people are going to only be chatting in the text and not come on video, in this case he would use the only one seat for the presentation. He will not show up unless he wants to, and in the recorded embedded version, it takes on the whole screen. He says that it doesn't stay small. The recording shows it as a much bigger screen, which is brilliant. Again, I don't know if I made any sense or not in this one.
Are you talking about with Minicam?
Yes, with Minicam.
Okay. Minicam, and this is the technique we use with Hangout. We entered the Hangout twice, and in one user, you show it. You share the screen so you can see the PowerPoint display. But how does Minicam work? How does it?
I've never tried it. This is a new thing that I mean, after what he told me today, I'm very eager to try it.
Okay, yeah. We'll our next Blab webinar. Now we're going to webinars with Blab. We'll have to be with Minicam, so we'll give it a try. Yeah, Maria Colusa has just joined us. She's,
I saw her. Hi, Maria. Want to jump in, Maria?
Yeah.
There's an empty seat.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Feel free to join us.
A free seat.
Yeah, I'm just Googling Minicam over here. If I can find a window that I can open.
Okay, I'll accept.
Yeah, here's Maria. Maria's from Argentina. Do you know Maria, Peggy? Maria Colusa? No telling where you've... Minicam appears to be free.
There is a paid version and a free version, and there are many more, obviously, features on the paid version than the free. And it's a little bit tricky. I purchased it, and I've been playing with it, but not in Blab, because you get the echo. You get a lot of issues with your audio and video until you master it. But you can add the banner, which I love, in Hangouts. You know how you can do the lower thirds. You can do that with a permanent banner in Minicam. And you can use effects. Another thing that I've really enjoyed on some of the Blabs is people use Periscope to announce the upcoming Blab, and then they will stream the Blab through Periscope so that people can watch it either way. They can come into Blab and watch it, or they can watch on Periscope. So it's fascinating how some of the different social media formats are blending.
Yeah.
I think we're getting echo probably from Maria.
Hi, all.
Yeah, hi, Maria.
Can you hear me?
Can hear you fine.
Hear you now.
I don't know about my internet.
Your internet is good.
Thank you for inviting me.
Looks like a beautiful day. You know?
We are currently in the middle of the summer, and this. Thank you, Maha, for trying this too. I fell in love with this while watching someone cook.
Yes,
That's what she was just talking
what a
about.
coincidence.
that's Chef Dennis. Look him up.
Well, wow, this is really neat.
And I said, well, we could use this to teach or to have fun together. So, well, thank you. Plus, with Periscope, I wasn't lucky because for some reason, I don't get that service here in Argentina. I don't know if it's my cell phone or what. But with Blab, now I see that I can. So this could have potential for, I don't know if for teaching, but this is fun.
Oh, yes, for teaching.
And I miss you a lot. So I take the opportunity to, Peggy, please contact me if you want to practice this. I'd love to help you try this out.
Yeah, well, we might.
Or anyone who wants to try this.
Sure, we might do this again sometime. I think Maha and I want to try out our Minicam sheets to do presentations here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I should have to say bye for now, but I will still continue. I'll be here around.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. Wow, cool. Summertime in Argentina.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, yeah. That's,
Yeah. They're always completely opposite us.
I knew about Australia. Bad about that. What else? So far as Peggy was saying, so far I had no problems with people, like spamming or trolling or anything. People have been super helpful. Several people from, by chance, I don't know why, but several people were from the Middle East, and I had some from actually Dubai events. Youngsters from like teenagers in junior high and high school, and then when they discovered that they see the hijab and everything, like the headscarf, and they say, you're from where are you from? Of course, immediately know that I'm from the Middle East or from the Arab world, and can you teach us English? Okay, yes, I can. Meet me every day. So people from Australia, even from the US, and they were very, very helpful with information about Blab.
I think this is a great platform for learning languages. You know, there's so much opportunity to try it out. The only drawback is it is always public. You don't have to record it. So it's only public for 24 hours, I think, and then it goes away. But the fact that you can have a conversation, you can try and retry, and you can get feedback on it all right in real time is a great learning tool. I wouldn't use it with young kids in schools. I think there aren't enough, this is my personal opinion, but there aren't enough security controls for young children, so that anyone could see it, anyone can join in. And I've been in some sessions where there have been people who kind of came in and disrupted and used bad language and did inappropriate things in there. And as a host, you can bounce them, but they do it first, so you can't control that for young kids. But I do hear teachers, there are a lot of teachers starting to use it, and I love that they're using it for having conversations about their teaching, and they may be talking, it may be very informal, and they may be talking about how their week went, or what was a great activity they did that week, or what they're thinking about doing and wanting input into it. Things that you would hear in a Twitter chat, you can just have a conversation about here. And then there are some that use them really well as interview platforms. And they will start it off by having two people, the person doing the interview and the person being interviewed. And then they will open it up, like they may do that for 15 minutes. And then they'll open it up and let people join in the conversation and rotate in and out of the other two seats. And that's a great way to meet new people, because obviously you can follow everyone that joins, but also to jump on and ask your questions. I like that format.
Yeah, that's how I... Yes, go ahead, Vince. I'm sorry.
Go ahead and finish. I was going to change the topics. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that that's exactly how I fell in love with it, because I attended for a couple of weeks. First, I was a guest in so many, and people have been very welcoming, very gracious. And if I asked a question in the chat area, they always invited me in to take a seat and ask the question, chat with them for a while, give my opinion, and then I leave it for someone else and so on. So it was, and that's what I like about it. Again, it's the fluidity. It's so fluid. Everybody can come in and out whenever you want.
Yeah, you're kind of addressing what I mentioned earlier. When Maha first told me about this, and I went on and I checked it out, I wasn't quite sure. The first thing you get when you go to the blab.im is you get a conversation starts playing. So this,
not anymore.
What do you think?
It used to. And that was really off-putting when they were trying that out, because that's not what I was there for. I didn't want to hear that one. I think that they were using it when they were promoting. There was a big conference going on, and they were all presenting at that conference, and they did a live stream of each of the presentations as they came up. But people really objected to that. And so now there may be one that comes up, but it doesn't come up with audio. And then you can scroll down, and you can either click on live to see who's on right now, or you can click on schedule to see who's coming up. And those are nice features from the homepage.
Yeah, well, that was my first impression.
Yeah, that was bad.
First of all, it's not. It doesn't make a great first impression.
No.
And then the second thing, well, I Googled it. Obviously, I didn't really find anything bad about it. It seemed that people were writing critiques about it. The terms of service I found was not unusual, but when I read it, I realized that actually my chat wing is doing that too. It's. allows itself to make tweets in your behalf, things like that. There's something a little bit more. Follow people. Allows you to, follow people. I suppose because when you go through the app, it needs that permission to follow, to actually implement the follow. So I actually see where that is necessary now. But that's not really an unusual terms of service. Mm-hmm. And you've mentioned, actually, this conversation has really allayed any concerns I might have had about over social media, like the way Facebook does it, for example, like this, you never know what the ramifications of these little actions are. For example, when Maria Colusa came on, it said there was something came up in the chat that says she just signed in for Blab. Welcome her, so I like her. I clicked on a welcome, and then a note actually came up in the text chat. But little things like that, I don't know if they're really good or, but you seem to be enjoying them. So this is actually a very informative conversation along those lines, because these obviously, Jim was asking earlier about the affordances, and these are some affordances, some of these social aspects, which might, if you see them in Facebook, you think they're sort of controlling. But anyway, I do like the fluidity. Maha mentioned that in her description of the, this is definitely something you can do spontaneously, and interesting to see. Well, in the way you can come in and people can come in and go out, and that also works very well.
Another word that I've been using also, and I forgot to mention, is that it's not only fluid, it's inclusive, because everybody in the chat has the option of jumping in and say, for example, I have say, can I come in? One person will leave their seat and someone else will come in. When it's a Hangout or Blackboard or anything else, they have their place. I mean, I love them, but they are for the people inside already. It's very difficult to move around. Another thing here that I discovered today from that gentleman, Ian from Australia,
Ian is
that...
great.
Oh, you've met him before?
Yes,
Yeah, he's wonderful.
Who are we talking about? Ian what? What's his name?
Let me see if I can...
Oh, I can't remember the name. But I followed him. I can't remember Ian what. But he's... and actually, I invited him to join us, but he said that he was busy and it was going to be late in Australia. So he said after the holidays, he'll be free to come back and join us sometime.
Okay. Well, you should announce some of if you have any blabs planned, you should let us know on Learning Together so we can put them in the schedule.
Okay.
It's not just Sunday events. We also follow probably 5 or 6 events a week, including Classroom 2.0, which Peggy hosts every Saturday. What time is that where you are? Probably Saturday morning where you are?
Yes, it's Saturday morning. Right now, I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. The show starts at 10 a.m. for me, and it's 12 noon Eastern time.
All right.
Yeah, so
and
it's
we're on a
really
little break right now. We're taking a Christmas holiday, and we'll be back January 9th.
Yeah. Well, I'm taking a break too, but I'm taking a break from my holiday.
In Abu Dhabi? One of the so I was saying that one of the things that I learned from him today also was about that because I know that some people are very reluctant to give too many apps their information from Twitter or from Facebook or whatever, and he said that if they are not interested in interacting, just want to be part of the audience, and they can come in. I mean, they can watch without having to register at all.
That you said your the Classroom 2.0 is at 9 in Phoenix, 9 a.m.?
It's 10 a.m. right now since Daylight Savings Time changed in November. So I usually use the noon Eastern Standard Time for people. But if you go to our website, and I'll give you that link, there's a time conversion right there on the page, and you can find out what time it is anywhere for each show.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 10 a.m. would be probably about 5. No,
I think so.
Yeah.
For GMT, I think so.
Yeah. Couldn't be. If it would be later, so that would be 3 p.m. No,
yes, it would be later for you, like about 5 hours later from my time.
Yeah, I'm figuring you're probably about
Eastern?
4 hours behind GMT.
Eastern, maybe? What time Eastern?
Phoenix is, I think, 5 hours behind GMT.
Yes. Okay.
5 hours. Okay.
There's a link for the time conversion. If you want to check on that, that one is for the next upcoming show, and that would help you see what time it is in different locations.
Right. Thanks.
We had a fantastic show, December 19th, that if you're at all interested in Hour of Code, you're going to want to check that out. We had a great presenter. Her name was Vicki Sedgwick, and she was talking about ways you can extend Hour of Code way beyond the week or the day with students. And I create a live binder with all of the links that are shared for every show. That live binder is probably the best live binder you'll find on resources for Hour of Code. There are at least 100 links in it, and it's just packed with examples of projects and tools and blog posts and all kinds of things. So if you go to that homepage, you can check out the archives and hear the recording and get the live binder links for any of the shows if you're interested. Thanks for mentioning that.
And that's live.classroom20.com.
Yes, that's the homepage, and the archives page is where you'll find all the recordings and the live binder links.
Mm-hmm. And what does live binder do? I think I've heard you describe it already.
It's such a good tool. It's a visual way to share links and documents. And so it's like if you think of a 3-ring binder and you have tabs, along the side, and you can flip to different sections in the live binder. Mm-hmm. In the binder, well, live binder is a virtual digital binder. And if you put a URL on a page in a live binder, it instantly brings that web page up. So if you make a live binder, for example, if I did a link to your homepage, Vance, for the volunteers needed page, that would stay current. So anytime anyone views that live binder, they're going to see the latest version of it. And you can upload Google Docs and PDFs and YouTube videos that will actually play right within the live binder. So it's a great way to curate resources on a topic. I use them to curate all of the resources for each show. So I have a separate tab for each show that people can then go back and look at that. And I don't create a new binder for every show because that would just be too many binders. So I'll do 1 month. And if we have 4 shows in a month, all 4 shows will be on a separate tab in one binder. So it's a great way to share the resources, and you can embed the recording of a presentation right there also. So a person could go back and go to the live binder link and see the recording plus all of the resources that were shared in the presentation. So it's a great tool.
You had one recently on Minecraft.
Yes.
I'll go back and check it out because I'm doing the Minecraft Evo session starts on January 10th.
Right. Looking forward to that Evo session. I'm going to be helping with creating an e-textbook.
Oh, cool. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, gosh, that's only 2 weeks from now.
I know.
Yeah.
Even, and maybe sooner than that. Is it January 6th or?
January 3rd is when people can sign up for it. And maybe I should put out, when I finish talking, I'll put the link in the chat here. It's evosessions.pbworks.com. But the way it works, of course, is that it's a 5-week session, 5 weeks of training, professional development, and meeting as connectivists, meeting other teachers, and it's free. And it's put on by people who are also doing it for free. And they've been working since November on developing their sessions. And they had to pass pass muster, basically. And the ones that were accepted, not all were accepted, most were accepted, but anybody who was able to present a viable web page that would show that they could keep a course or a session going for 5 weeks is in the call for participation at evosessions.pbworks.com. And so basically you can go there and browse the sessions that you're interested in, and you can register from the 3rd of January, and then the sessions begin on the 10th of January. So they're all different, and Peggy's got one on ebook creation. Yeah, is that what you said? Halima has come back. We'll let her in.
Sorry. Shelley Terrell is hosting the Creating an E-Textbook course.
Yes.
And so I told her that I would be happy to help with that one. I can't get involved in too many things that are demanding of time because my show takes so much time to prepare for and publish, but you know that well, Vance. Yeah. So you meet yourself.
I follow on as well as you do. I put a simple blog post up, but nothing like a live binder. But I'll go and check that out and as a model for what I might be doing.
It would really work well with things that you do. I mean, it's very visual, and it has some supports in it where if you wanted to use it with young students, there are actually search engines built into it. So they could start by doing, say, a Google search on their topic and just select those pages that they think are good and relevant. Or you can make a copy of anyone else's live binder and it becomes your own. So you start with that, and then if they have links in there that you don't really like, or maybe they didn't keep it current and some of the links are dead now, you can just remove those in your new live binder. So it gives you a jump start on your live binder. It's a very good tool. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, gosh, it's certainly like all of these, learning2gether.net. It's just a place where everything is archived, and Live Binder would certainly be a great resource that people should go back and have a look at, going from live.classroom 20.
Yes, we're all related. It's a marriage. And Steve Hargadon created Classroom 2.0 as a Ning many, many years ago. I don't know, maybe 2005, something like that. And along the way, he started doing some live Skype calls and inviting people in to have conversations about anything they wanted to. And I told him it would be so great if we knew in advance what you were going to be talking about, so we could maybe prepare a little something and, come with something to share. And he said, oh, what a great idea. Why don't you do that? So that's how Classroom 2.0 Live was born. And it became a regular show with a topic and with guest presenters every week. And we happen to do it on Saturdays. So that means sometimes teachers can't join us, but they know they can always get the recording later. So that's how it started.
When it's convenient. That's the same with Learning2gether.
Yes.
I mean, I work, and then after work I can do this until it comes time where I really need to eat and go to bed, and get up for the next day. So that little window is what I have, and then you're on the other side of the world. You have your window. And actually it's so good that we're doing these from different sides of the world.
I agree.
Maha has her her connection. She's you're actually teaching, right, Maha?
At the moment, I am volunteer. I mean, I volunteer as a teacher for. I teach English and a little bit of computer for beginners. But I'm originally a trainer as a corporate trainer. But I don't know whether you remember or not, Vince. I was in Dubai before. And for a long time, but I just came back to Egypt last year, and since then I haven't been in the mood to go back to training. I mean, with the corporate world yet.
Yeah, well, I don't know. We're certainly not corporate. But I can't really. It's hard to pinpoint who we actually address because we have a lot of language teachers. Because I'm a language teacher, but. And some of the people that I interact with are at the TESOL conferences every year as teachers of English and speakers of other languages, and that's a lot of my circle. But that's not to say that the people who, all of us, the thousands who are involved in these communities, are in that sphere. And then Peggy comes from the K-12 online. She's was a principal. Was it elementary school?
Yes, it was. It was a K-6 elementary school for many, many years. I'm very, very old. I was at my last school for 18 years, and then I taught at the university for about another 5 years, and then now I'm really retired, so I have time to do all these things.
How nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. I have my daytime job, but still, it leaves me free in the afternoon. So I get to do a lot of things that I really like to do.
Yeah.
Well, at the moment, I have my granddaughter visiting. She was running around in the background there. Oh, by the way, we've handed her. She's 7 years old. We've handed her a tablet with Minecraft on it. She starts poking around at it, and
she's gonna love it.
She does, and she'll call her uncle, my son, over. She'll say, I need help. So he comes in, he sits down and explains it to her. And so with this explanation, and she just after a couple of hours last night, she said she wanted to go into survival mode. And my son said, "Are you sure? Do you know really how to build shelters, anything like that?" No. She wants to see some zombies, so it's just an amazing way kids...
Isn't that amazing? They just...
And she can't put it down now.
No fear. It's just, I want to try. That's great.
Yeah, really. And it actually works, which is a really beautiful thing about that program.
It is.
Yeah, I was getting around to saying that, maybe we should let Maha go and let Peggy get back to her coffee. And I can smell dinner cooking in the other room. And here's my granddaughter. She's right here.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi.
Look at her beautiful braids. Oh.
Yeah.
I used to have braids when I was her age. I love it. Thank you so much for hosting this, Maha and Vance. And I'm glad to have discovered that my camera is now working on my new computer, so I'll be able to join
really
another
nice
labs.
Have a chance to really talk to you.
Yeah, it's great. So I'll look forward to your next blab. Schedule another one. And
the next one I think will be Benjamin Stewart talking about a writing workshop.
Yes.
We haven't really finalized that, but he said he would be willing to do it.
I love it.
After that, we get into
time. This is a good time for me because it's 8 a.m. when it starts. But most of yours start at 6 a.m. and that's on a Sunday morning hard for me to do.
Okay. Yeah.
But this is a great time.
Keep that in mind.
You do what works for your presenters, obviously, because I can watch the recording later.
Yeah. We consider that the 1 hour earlier. It's now 8 a.m. where you are, or it started at 8 a.m.?
It started at 8 a.m.
Okay. So, if we start 1 hour earlier, sometimes we call that the sweet spot because it gets people in the Far East. They're just going to bed. but it's not too late for them. And
Right, and when you
it
have
misses
such a
out
global
Hawaii,
group,
unfortunately.
yes,
Oh,
Yeah.
Chef Dennis is here.
I am so
Hi, Chef
excited.
Dennis.
Jeff Dennis, you probably heard that we were talking about you earlier, and I was
We were.
using you as my example for someone who has really mastered the use of 2 cameras in Blab. So we've shared your name far and wide, and that's probably how you saw it.
Yeah, we're going to check you out.
Oh, absolutely. He taught us how to prepare the entire Christmas dinner if you make turkey. I have made perfect gravy now, thanks to Chef Dennis, plus many other things. I mean, I learned how to carve a turkey. He's amazing. So check him out.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by. I'm Vance in Al Ain, United Arab Emirates, and this is Maha in Egypt, Cairo, I presume.
No.
Is that right? Or?
Yeah, Cairo.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay, anyway, well, we're going to say goodnight, and thank you very much. We've been here for a little over an hour now. So, yeah, great. I don't know how to stop the thing. I'm going to follow Maha's lead.
On the left side, there is the pause recording.
Ah, I see. There's a recording button. So I click on that somewhere.
Yep.
So,
And you know,
pause recording. I see that. Yeah, go ahead, Peggy.
one other little tip about that, if you're about to say something that you don't really want on the record and you're in the middle of a blab, you can stop the recording and start it up again when you're ready to bring it back, and they blend it all together and keep it one recording. So it's
that's nice to know.
sometimes people want to say things off the record, so you can hear it and see it live, but if you don't want it in the recording, just pause the recording and turn it back on.
Yeah, you can do that in Blackboard Collaborate too.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it is convenient.
Okay, well, great joining you, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, bye-bye. And this is Learning Together, the 27th of December, 2015. This is me, Vance, and Alain, and that's over there is Maha in Egypt, Maha Abdelmoneim. And she's shown us Blab today, and we've had a really nice time doing it, talking to Peggy George as well. What a treat. And Chef Dennis even turned up. Okay, anyway, so I'll pause the recording, and good night. Happy holidays to everybody.